Is it necessary to raise anxiety high for ERP to be effective? I've been told that just reading thoughts on a list 5 to 8 times a day without compulsions is good. I have various themes, so helps me. Okay.
I'll jump on that
Yeah,
one.
please go ahead.
I think even within it's a great question actually, and there's both a science answer to it, and then there's sort of the practical lay answer to it. I think within the professional community, there'd be a lot of disagreement and debate. And I've seen some of that in some of the listservs I'm on. Here's my thought on that. The level of intensity that you experience in an exposure or in what I describe as accidentally exposed moments, which are just sort of everyday life triggers. The presence of those and you getting through those helps someone learn that they can get through pain and discomfort. So it's a good thing. And obviously the more distress you experience, Patrick, and that you still rebound from, that's what resilience and grit grows from. So that's a good thing. But this slaps in the face of, some of the research and the years of what you and I learned about with classical conditioning and habituation and desensitization and now exposure therapy, which is I'm actually not that focused on how distressed or what SUDS level someone gets to. Yeah. I'm interested in what the heck did you learn after the moment. Right. So if for some reason you did exposure and you stayed at 2 or 3 or 4, which is kind of a low grade level of anxiety, but you'll learn that just by trying something, you can put one foot in front of the other and do something, that's success. And if you had a level 8 or 9 of anxiety and exposure and you were so petrified that you were paralyzed and didn't do anything, there's nothing to be gained from that.
Right.
So I think there is a relationship between how much anxiety you experience, how far you're willing to push with intention, and what you can extract from it. So there's value in that, but the level of anxiety you experience is not a direct relationship between that and how good the exposure was and how much better you're going to get. Really, it's the frequency of practice, the lessons that you're learning, the emotional processing you're doing afterwards. And, if I just wanted to have drive a car, Patrick, up to you and scare the crap out of you and put you a level 8 like that, I can get your anxiety skyrocketing. And all you learned is that you can't trust your therapist or that Josh is a terrible driver. You have to extract meaning from every experience, whether it's an unintentionally exposed moment or an intentional exposure. And so whether you're working with a therapist, doing it with a workbook, doing it with some coach, whatever you're doing, if you're intentionally or accidentally experiencing anxiety that is designed to target your core issues and you don't walk away learning something from that experience, that's therapy 101, then it was a wasted session. And this is agnostic to OCD. If you have a therapy session with your therapist about depression, you walk out of the session learning nothing, then it was just 2 people gabbing. You got nothing out of it. So the level of anxiety is important, but I think what's way more important is walking out with meaning that actually adds to your life.
Yeah. And it also kind of gets to why I still like to work hierarchies with people, because I'm not there to overwhelm you right away, but I want to get to those more overwhelming things after I've built a good foundation for you to build upon, so that when you get to those things, they're actually not so overwhelming, because it's the next steps in the process. So.